Okay, let's see here. I'll just kind of wait a few minutes and then I'll just go ahead and get started. I know there's not a lot of people that watch this live. I record them live so that everyone knows there's no, shenanigans or whatever. So I'm going to try to log into YouTube on my phone so that I can see the chat in case anyone asks anything. Alright, here we go. Now I can see it. Alright, like I said, I know there's not a lot of people that watch this live. I just do it live just to show that I'm not editing or changing anything, so think it's cool you show your trading journey. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to try to tell somebody about an opportunity or a way to, live in the Philippines if they so choose to do that. It's a lot more powerful to actually show. I've only been dabbling in it for a couple of years, and until I actually moved to the Philippines, I only had a very small amount, like $1,500, and I would just play with it, just so I would know, both ends of the wheel strategy and all that. Okay, so to go ahead and jump into this, we all know, obviously, whether you like Trump, don't like Trump, whether you think the tariff thing is good or whether it's bad, regardless, the stock market as a whole has basically taken a dump because of everyone's fear. That really doesn't bother me that much. Like you can see here, day change minus 513. You got to remember there's a difference between realized gains and losses and unrealized gains and losses. All of this right here is completely imaginary until you release your holdings. So, for an example, I have 200 shares of AMD, which is now sitting at $113.95 per share. I bought it under a put contract at $125. So I, on paper, have lost a little over $2,000 on that. Now, $2,209. So, but in reality, this number is just imaginary because I will not sell my AMD shares for less than $125. I just never will, ever. Until the end of time, even if this drops to $5, I'll never sell it. Now, you could argue that while it's an unrealized loss, it's actually a real loss because you can't withdraw that money. You don't have access to that money. But at the same time, I look at it as an unrealized loss because it's a pretty safe bet that AMD is going to go back above 125 at some point. I mean, it just will. So until then, we can make a little money on call options, and that's fine. And so you'll see here in a minute when I go into it, I will do a call option at 126. If it sells at 126, great. I just made an extra $200 on my shares plus the premium, and I didn't lose a dime. I profited. If it doesn't hit 126, I pocket the premium and just do it again. No problem. It doesn't sweat me at all. Need to learn the wheel strategy. I don't want to put a light spin on it necessarily, but it is so easy that you could literally teach a fifth grader to do it in an afternoon. I mean, it's ridiculously easy. It's really true what they say. It takes money to make money. So, to earn a living on the stock market is not easy to do with $5,000. It's just not. And really, I mean, I struggle to make. I average about $1,500 a month in profit with a $30,000 investment. So, to make an American, style income, you basically have to you'd have to put $100,000 into the stock market and do that. I mean, which a lot of people, 100,000, that is totally doable, and they have that. But other people like me do not. So I've scratched away and found a way to kind of retire early, so to speak, and live a little cheaper than what I could live in America and have a nicer life at the same time. Perfect time to buy. Yeah. That's the thing about it, is I only invest in companies that I have great confidence in. That's why I can lose on paper $2,209 in AMD and then go to bed and sleep like a baby, because I know 100%, well, 99.9% for sure, at some point, even if it takes a year, AMD will go back above 125 again. It just will. So let me go ahead and jump into this and get some of this trading done. I'm kind of stalling a little bit because I want AMD to have a chance to run up a little higher before I do the contract on it, because it's my big investment. I'll go ahead and jump into this SoFi. It's just a small, this is like a $1,500 investment. So this is like what I messed with, before I moved to the Philippines. Let's see. Started researching a year ago. Okay, so yeah, the 1348. I have no idea what any of that is. I am not like a stock market guru. I know this one thing, and I know that it works, and it works well, and I stick with it. I don't try to go too deep with it. I don't try to, learn any, quicker, easy. No, I found something that works, and I don't mess with it. If it's not broke, I don't want to fix it. Moving to Angeles City. Angeles City could be fun, but I really don't see myself having a good time in Angeles City. I mean, I've never been there, so I can't say for sure. I've just heard all the normal things, that Angeles City is the town you go to for prostitutes, basically. Bar girls, that kind of thing. So, kind of the seedy city of the Philippines. And that's really not why I'm here. All right, so let's take a look at this. So, we need to do no, not a put. We need to do a call. Let's get it right here for Friday. Just for 4 business days, 5 including today, but 4 business days. I have SoFi at $15.50 is what I paid, so I could do the call at 16 for $16, $17. Woo! Man, making money here. It adds up. Every little bit counts, so we'll that was a lot higher earlier. Let's see, what is it? It's at 15.11. It's kind of bouncing around a little bit. Well, just to get something going here, I'll go ahead and try for the whoop. We'll go ahead. Okay, now it went down some more. It's kind of a balancing act, you're chasing pennies here. I mean, 16 call. Oh, no, 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 no. Sell to open. Sell to open. For February 7th, 16. Go 18. Review. What are we at now? Now we are at 18. See, I could wait around for a minute and try to hit 20, but I mean it's like $2, so let's just get something in the books here. Order status. Okay, so of course it's filled. Yeah, so here's my AMD. The contract closed on Friday. I paid $125 per share. But this contract paid me $968. We can go and look at that real quick. Balances. Let's go with transaction history. Okay, so woohoo, SoFi. I just made $18.34. Okay, so yeah, $928 is what that AMD paid me, and that was for a month-long contract. I probably won't do the month-long contracts anymore. I'll probably stick to the weeklies. It's a little more, I don't know, fun, I guess. So let me read some of the comments real quick before I'm kind of trying to give AMD a little bit of time. As you guys, probably could figure out, it's 11 o'clock at night here. I do have to do some traveling tomorrow, about maybe I don't know, a couple out 2 or 3 hours anyway. And so we're going to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning to do some more Philippine adventuring with the Philippine statistics, the PSA. So let's see here. What's AMD at right now? What am I even looking at here? My goodness. 114. Okay, we are going up a little bit, so let's just give that some time. You guys are a little bit ahead of the ball game as far as the time goes. I can't wait until it's, 1 o'clock in the afternoon for a market, because it'd be 2 o'clock in the morning here. It doesn't work out. I kind of have to hit it the first little bit when the market opens, and unless I want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, then I can hit it right at the very end, but who knows what it'll do at the end. Okay, let's see. Good luck training. Once you decode a strategy where you understand, stick with it. Yeah, I don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, for sure. How do you determine the best entry price to reduce your risk and maximize profit? Or is entry price a concern? Entry price is not so much of a concern if you're confident in the company. So let me just show you real quick. Okay, so let's go to options. Okay, so right now AMD is at 114. So if you were gonna buy in, that would be a put. So you would obviously want to buy it for less than what it currently is. So normally at this price point, I would jump down to like a 112. But one way you can always kind of tell a little bit of the story is look at the delta. The delta will tell you. So the current price is 114. So if you went at a 113 strike price, it would pay you $455 per contract. But you would be required to put down $11,300 in equity or in collateral in case, it executes and you have to buy those shares. But the delta on that 114 is 47. So you have a 47% chance basically of the price dropping to that and staying there on the expiration date and you being assigned those shares. Which, I mean, I would be happy to own the shares at 113, so, that's fine. Normally, you would want to stay around a 25 to 30 delta, somewhere down in here. But that's paying you $246 per contract rather than $455 for a company that I wouldn't mind owning at that price anyway. So it's not so much of a concern, but the delta really is what tells you kind of the story. So somewhere around the 25 to 30 delta is kind of where you want to be. And the same goes for the calls. So if you wanted to look at the calls, okay, so I'm in at 125. So I would never sell at 125. I would do a 126, which is paying $127 per contract. The delta on that is 19. So really, I mean, it's, that's why it's paying so low. You get up around the 30 delta and you're making, $100 per contract more. But that's less than what I paid for it, so I would never do that. So I'll sit back and just make a little bit less. But remember, I have 2 contracts. I have 200 shares. So that's still $250 in 4 days. If I wanted to jump up to 11 days, so not this Friday, but next Friday, we would be looking at about $400. So I really wouldn't be interested in that. The $250 for 4 days is a lot better. See, we're kind of fluctuating back and forth here. It's if it goes above 114 again, I'll probably just pull the trigger just to get it over with and call it good for this week. Let's see. I get it about Angela City. Not into that lifestyle. I like having the option. Yeah. I tell you what. Picking the right city in the Philippines is paramount, because even if you find a larger city, it does not guarantee you're going to find foreigner or Western style amenities. It does not guarantee that at all. There's lots of cities here that have 150,000 people, which is not a huge city, but big enough, that simply just don't have the things that a foreigner would like to, don't have a bowling alley or a golf course or whatever your entertainment idea might be. That city might not have that. Here in Dipolog City, it's about 120,000 people. We have a fairly nice mall, but the escalator's been broken for like a year. I mean, the up one works, but the down one doesn't, and they just don't fix it. I don't, whatever, but like here, I can't find certain things. And other places in the Philippines, you can find them in larger, like, Dumaguete, Angela City, stuff like that. Yellow cornmeal to make like cornbread, or to bread, like catfish and deep fry. You can't find yellow cornbread or cornmeal. I found white, and I don't know if it would work the same or not, but I want yellow because that's what I'm used to. Also, dill pickles. I had to can and make my own dill pickles because they only have sweet pickles here. I mean, it's just weird little things like that. How much of a concern is the Greeks? I don't guess I know what you're talking about. What are you talking about, Greeks? Like people from Greece? I know what's going to happen. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and AMD is going to be at like 121 a share, because it happens sometime throughout the night when it's 2:30 in the morning for me. Two different scenes. I don't really look at them that much because I've been looking at the companies that I chose for quite a while, so I kind of know where they're sitting. Mostly, the thing that really will tell you the tail is look right here, this 52-week range. This is what really will tell you the tail. In the last 52 weeks, the lowest price that AMD has ever gone to is 112.80. Look where this dot is. We're at 113.75. So if this is not a buying opportunity, I don't know what is. I really don't. The 52-week range is really what I look at. But, like I said, I've looked at them, at these particular companies for so long that I just know kind of where they usually sit at. AMD is usually somewhere in the 125, right in the 125 area. Between 122 and 127 usually, somewhere in there. NVIDIA, I was into NVIDIA for a while. They've kind of backed off the same as AMD, but, you know, I've got 200 shares in AMD right now, so that's what we're dealing with right now. SoFi, I've done a 16 call. I bought it at 1550, and I've done 16 calls, and it's gone above 16 during the contract, but it has never finished at above 16. So that's just kind of a free 17 or 18, a free $20 a week, basically is what SoFi does with a $1,500 investment. So I did figure it up, and I will show you guys. Even though I can look at my transactions, my transaction history right here. Even though I can look at this and I can go through and add up, okay, that plus that plus that, and I can figure out how much I've made in a month. I keep my own little tally. And so right here is what I did in January. So that's 5.1% return on investment for the month